Hello, this is Aubrey Hunter again, and this is my final reflection video for my global learning project. This is my lovely partner, Jane.
Hello.
Okay, so let's just get to it. First question: what kind of strong feelings did you experience before, during, or after your interactions? Be specific about when this happened. Okay, so before, I wasn't like scared or anything. I was like, I don't know. I mean, we'd talked before on stuff, and like she's friends with a few people I'm friends with, and like we're both musicians. So I felt like it was going to be okay. I felt like we were going to be able to find some common ground regardless of cultural differences. I felt like there probably would be some and I just hoped that it wouldn't lead to conflict, and it did not. During, it was fun. We hung out, we laughed a lot. Yeah, we saw a show, we watched Lizzie McGuire, which I will talk about in a minute. And after, I feel chill about it. We're making this video right now, hanging out. We've hung out a few times that weren't documented interactions. But yeah, so that's that. Second question: what are some things you thought or felt differently about as a result of these interactions? Be specific about when this happened. Okay, well, I felt like we had more in common than I expected.
Yeah, me too.
Like, it wasn't, except for when we talked about it, like, because I mean, there was certain stuff I would like ask questions about her culture and stuff like that just for the project so that I would have material and information on what I needed to do. But like, it wasn't really at the forefront of our conversation, and like, we got along pretty easily without it. Like, we talked about music a lot. Because, you know, we're both in the school of music here, and she's a flautist, I'm a clarinetist, we're both woodwinds. She's in a different band than me, so it was really interesting to hear about her experiences there. Yeah, we went to that show together, that was fun. Oh yes. So, as far as the second interaction went, we watched Lizzie McGuire, the movie, the best movie of all time. And she liked it.
Yeah, I did like it a lot.
Yeah, so it was weird because she pointed out like stuff that was weird about it that I didn't realize was weird about it. Like, just like the whole plot's just like kind of strange, and I didn't really think about it because, you know, I've been watching that movie since I was a kid. And it kind of got me to thinking about like just America and American culture in general is just full of a lot of extremes. And because we talked about it, and like she definitely got a big taste of that when she moved here, like how everything is just big and over the top, and it's only black and white here. There's not like dull things that don't matter, if that makes sense. I don't know, but so it's just everything's extreme here. Okay, so what did you learn about yourself, positive or negative, from these interactions? Be specific about when this happened. Learning about myself. I don't know. I mean, I learned, as far as the cultural aspects of it went, I kind of felt like it was really interesting to me whenever we would talk about Romania and Romanian culture, but I still, like, I feel like there's just so much more that I could learn about it, you know? Like, I think that what I learned about myself is how little I understand, if that makes sense. Like, it's not that we don't get along, it's not that I don't understand her as a person. Like, we get along, we talk about stuff, I totally get where she's coming from, but like, there's no way for me to totally understand what her life was like when she lived in Romania and all that stuff without like having lived that, having been there, having experienced their culture firsthand. So I think that what I learned overall through this whole thing is just that you can relate to cultures, you can learn about cultures, but like being a part of a culture is a totally different experience, and it's hard to relate to when you're not a part of it. Okay, so As a result of these interactions, what might you do differently as an MSU student? Okay, I feel like this question is pretty much for me, because this was about me learning, not you. I want to be friends with more people from different cultures. Like, I think it's super cool to learn about it. Like, I really enjoyed, like, when we would talk about Romanian culture when we did, and, like, I think it's important to, like, broaden your circle to those kinds of things whenever you're in college, you know? Like, I want to talk to people who are from different places, and, like, even hanging out with Jane is kind of a mild version of that, because she's lived in America for a while. So, like, I think that something I want to do is I want to make friends with people who, like, it is unfamiliar in America. You know what does that make sense? Like, the people who I won't relate to as much because they don't have the experiences that I have, I want to learn to relate to those people. I want to learn to understand them and what's going on. And that's, like, really hard. Like, I don't know. I mean, I've hung out with a couple Chinese international students a couple times, and, like, I only hung out with them once because it was really, really hard, first of all, to communicate and, like, just to understand each other, just in general, just the cultural differences between us and how we behave, and talking is hard too when people are from somewhere else. And just getting, like, an easily accessible taste of that's less extreme has made me realize that it can lead to a lot of really awesome stuff and awesome friendships. So I want to, like, hang out with people who are international students more than I do now. Okay, so how might this experience influence you as a learner and a possible educator?